But it's your story. It's you.
It's my story, yeah.
Like,
Hi, I'm Jirada Holly, aka Jazz Holly's wife. I was kind of like diagnosed with cervical cancer in like March, and it went. My health kind of went downhill from there. Um, on the month of May, I was in the hospital every week. I had a ruptured ovary. They had to take a emergency surgery to take my right ovary out. I had I was in and out of hospital because I had a low blood count. I was like really anemic, so pretty much I had to have blood transfusion, and so much blood transfusion to the part where I'm probably a whole different person. I had multiple blood clots where they sent me up to Penn in Philadelphia. They were trying to get the clot that was in my one of my heart chambers. They were trying to get that out, but they couldn't. So, but I think that dissolved with the blood thinner that I took is Eliquis. So I have to take that the rest of my life. Um, then I had a stroke, which I went to Jefferson. I went to Jefferson, and they took that out. So that was great. The blood clot out. After that, I was able to talk and everything else. I was fully mobile and stuff. Um, and then again, uh, my last time I was in hospital, I got they checked my blood count, and then we were leaving, and then they called us and told us, you need to go back to the hospital. Your blood count is severely low. So that was the last time I was in the hospital. I had a blood transfusion and everything, and I think I had a reaction to one of the blood transfusion because my chest was hurting and everything. It was horrible. I felt like somebody was beating my chest up. Yeah, it was a lot. Um, June 23rd was my last radiation. Um, and I believe June the 16th, something like that, was my last chemo. So I did take radiation and I did took chemo. Um, the I also took the inner radiation was really rough on me. Uh, they had to put me to sleep each time they took it, so that was a lot of money gone. Um, but you know, I survived. I survived through that. So 3 months. They told me, checkup would be 3 months down the line because it's going to take 3 months for the radiation to process through my body and everything like that. So okay, fine, that's great. So I was recovering. I was working out like twice a week. I asked to see if I can go back to work, and they saw fit that I was able to go back to work. Um, I was doing fine, and then 3 months hit, and uh, the doctor checked me, and she checked me internally, and she was just like, she thought she felt like something. She was like, all right, well, I'm going to order you a PET scan and a MRI. And I'm like, okay. So I got a PET scan and MRI done last this week actually. Um, the MRI read well. They were saying that like the tumor that was in my uterus, uh, the tumor in my uterus got way smaller. So that was great. The PET scan, on the other hand, is saying that like the the cancer, the cancer that's on my the cancer cell that was in my lymph nodes migrated up, and they were saying there's nodules like on my left clavicle, which is my collarbone, and I think she said that there are some that was like on the side near my kidneys and livers and stuff like that. So that wasn't good. They were saying that I have to take 3 types of chemo to get rid of that because they couldn't do the radiation because I think I'm the one that's on my clavicle. They couldn't do the radiation because I think it's because it's close to my face or something. I wasn't sure. But it's going to be a really strong dose of chemo. So it's going to be 3 types. I'm a little nervous about that because it's going to be nausea, dizziness, and everything that comes with chemo, all the bad stuff, and then the hair falling out. Which, when I took chemo in the beginning, I guess I had such a low dose where my hair wasn't falling out. It got real thin, but I think it got thin because I was malnutrition, because it was hard for me to take food in. So it's going to be like that again, but probably times 10. So, and she was saying that, like, there want to be a time that I might not get off of chemo. I might be on chemo for the rest of my remaining life. And then she said, statistically, sorry, I can't really say that word well. She was saying that, like, I have 1 to 2 years lifespan because of this, because it's the chemo's so strong. I was like, when she said that, I kind of like looked at my husband, and my husband, his eyes were like wide, like, what? And I was just like, I guess like I start feeling like tears coming down. She like and the doctor just grabbed and gave me a tissue right away, and I was just like, okay, like, cried a little bit. And my husband was shooting up all these questions. He was like, but what if she ate this, or what if she ate like this, or what if she did this, and da 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 da. And the doctor was just like, well, it might work, but like, there's not enough testing for it to rule that it would work. But she's like, the options was like, do whatever you can do. And I was like, okay. And then she did say that, there's new options coming out, and she's like, she was like, she'll notify me and I'll be on board with that. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But when we left the place, all I thought about was, my daughter is going to graduate in 2 years. And I'm like, if I pass her and then I'm not going to see her graduate, I'm not going to be able to see her off to the prom. Like, I'm not going to be able to walk her down the aisle or see my first grandchild. Like, all that stuff was coming in my head, was going through my head, and I was afraid. I wasn't afraid to die, because those times, like before, when I had the ruptured ovaries, I thought I was done for then. So I'm not afraid to die. I'm just afraid of who I'm leaving behind and how they're gonna recover and everything, especially a child losing their mother. And and also my parents. My parents, like, that's the worst fear I would think, to bury my own child. So I worried about them. But I gotta live my life to the fullest. So me and my husband, I decided to go to my work and cash out my 401k. And the remaining life that I have, I want to travel and spend as much time with family that I can. I have family overseas in Thailand, so if none of you know, I'm Thai. And it would be so great just to see them again, because it's been like 17 years that I haven't seen them. So, and then I'm going to bring my husband and my daughter to see them too. So it'll be like a great, time. I think it'll be great, because my husband, he already is a part of, like, all on board of the Thai culture and everything, but it would be so nice just to take him there and he sees the difference and everything like that. And same thing with my daughter, because she is, part Thai too. So, but I'm going to continue living my life, and who knows, I might even be here 10 years from now. Who knows? As long as I stay positive, I stick with the plan, and I have so many people supporting me. Like, I'll be good. So, thank you for listening if you are. Peace. Is it scattered?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's so scattered, but
it's your story. It's you.
It's my story, yeah.
Like, it's not like somebody else is reading it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you think about like somebody talking about their own like life and death. Like,
yeah. And I'm not doing this for any clout or anything like that. I'm just want people to be aware, and I just want my family to remember me how I am now, fully functional. So somewhat functional, because I think the blood clot did something to my head. I'm really like ditzy now. Like, I was ditzy before, and now I'm like totally ditzy. I'm like, huh? So, but yeah, it's just I can't believe that, like what she said. I was like, I mean, I believe her, but I just can't grasp, because it's just like, I feel good, I feel healthy, but, and then when she said like, oh, you have 1 or 2 years left, and I'm just like, what? That was crazy. Like, I still can't grasp that concept, but maybe it's a good thing that I can't grasp it, because it's gonna make me push harder. So now I can't, like, everybody keeps saying, like, my family from the other side, she was like a cousin almost, and she was saying that, like, she used to take care of chemo patients, and she's like, don't eat meat. And I was just like, oh. And I was eating meat left and right. Like, when I got off of chemo, I was able to taste again, because when you're on chemo, everything tastes metallic. And I got so sick, and I almost got like malnutrition. Like, I remember the dietitian was telling me, like, yo, if you don't gain weight, you're going to end up in the hospital again. And she told me that. And I was like, I think within those span, I was like 180 something, and then I was 250. And then I went down to 180 something within like March, May, June, within the 3 months. That was a lot. But I think more in March, May, yeah. March, I went down to like 230, and then from there on, I just dropped all the weight.
You forgot April.
Oh, yeah. April, May. Oh, yeah, sorry. March, April, May, June. Yeah. Yeah, I dropped so much weight. Yo, because April is when I got the port in. April is when I got the port in. So from April, I dropped the 30 pounds, just like that.
Yeah, but you were also in the hospital.
Yeah, I was in the hospital and stuff. And then they were doing all these tests on me, so I have to fast. So it was just like nuts. And then I felt like I was being poked and probed and all that stuff. It felt like I was like, I don't know. And then the technology that they had, it was crazy. Like, when I went to Penn, they made me, I think they thought I was asleep, but I wasn't asleep. I was supposed to be, but I think because I drank something, and with anesthesia, you can't eat or drink anything. If you do, like, the anesthesia won't work. So I think that's what happened, but it made me calm. So they shoved like a camera down my throat, all the way down to like my stomach area, and then it's a camera that will see like the clots and all, and that was crazy. Like, I'm just laying there like with the thing down my throat, and then like the one nurse like, she's awake, and then he was just like, are you in discomfort? And I was like, I was like, no. He's like, okay. And then he just like kept going with it. He's like, another 5 minutes, okay? I'm like, okay. I was like, I just shook my head like, mm-hmm. And then after that, he pulled it out. Like 5 minutes when he pulled it out, and I was just like, I was fine. Maybe my throat, but he gave me something that made my throat really numb. So, but but other than that, and that stuff was crazy. And then when they took the blood clot out from my heart, they went through my groin, and it was almost like Battleship or something like that. He was like, I'm going in, and he had this big screen, and he was holding it like this that I saw, and then like I don't know what, because I had like a piece of paper like on my face like this, so I couldn't, and I was like turned like this, so I could only look like certain angles. That stuff was nuts. So he was like, I'm going in. He's like, oh, I can't get it. And I was like, what is going on? It was like, it was crazy. And then like, you're in this room and it has all these like, they have this huge screen at the top, but it's like white. And I'm just like, how are you going to see anything from there? And then like, it just looked crazy. It looked like something out of an alien movie or something. So, but yeah, they had a lot of stuff. And but the rooms in Penn was so small and it was so hot there. I don't know why. I was like, man, it's supposed to be the best place. It's supposed to be. They said that it's like supposed to be top notch, and then I was like, these rooms are small, and it's hot in here. And I'm like, all right. But the nurses were amazing. The nurses were real sweet. They came in here just to talk to me at times. They would just sit in the room and start talking. And but I think they did that because I was giving them gummies, because I told my husband, I was like, yeah, I want gummies. So my husband bought like 3 things of gummies. And then my brother brought me gummies too. So I had so much gummies. I'm just like, I can't eat all this. So I started giving them away, and they were like liking it. So, but yeah, but this stuff is no joke. Cancer. I don't even realize that you can get blood clots from cancer. They say it thickens your blood. And I'm just like, what? Like, and then they're like, oh, do you ever have heart problems or anything? I was like, no. And I remember they're like, oh, okay, it might be from the cancer. And I was like, oh, okay. But, and then all the other complication that followed along with it, it was just a lot. My poor husband, he worked the night shift at Amazon at the time, and he would be falling asleep in a car waiting for me. And then my daughter, she was going back and forth to school. Like, I can't even imagine, like, her worry, you know, like, and she worries about me a lot. Like, she's always like, Mommy, do you need anything? Or Mommy this, Mommy that. And she's like, Mom, I didn't hear from you. How come you didn't text me back? She's always constantly worried about me. And I, you know, it's not what I want for my child. I'm grateful that she does worry about me, because I know that she loves me, but it's not something that, she's just a child. She doesn't need to go through all this, you know. And even my husband, he doesn't need to go through all this. He was there when I needed him. And I appreciate that. I think my mom, my dad, they all appreciate that, my brother. So, but hopefully I get to soon, hopefully, like by summertime, if I'm cleared to go to Thailand, I want to go. Even if I'm not cleared, I don't care, I'm going. You gave me 2 years. Fuck it. I'm going. So, I kind of want to go to Mexico too. I want to go a lot of places. But we'll see. We'll see what brings. And I'll take you along with me. Yeah. One day I wanna get my brother in here too, see how he feels about the whole situation, my mom and dad. I know my dad's gonna be like, I don't know, my mom probably wouldn't want to do it, because she doesn't like to be like in front of cameras or anything. She doesn't even like, she's so she's so like antisocial because like not antisocial, like she doesn't want to be in the camera or anything like that or put like on YouTube or anything like that because she's like someone's gonna know her and like she's like type of people who thinks the worst. And she was like, oh, so if you get famous, someone's gonna rob you. I'm like, what? No, nobody's watching me. Like nobody's watching me. And she'll be like, she's those type of people who plays like the $1,000 lottery. She doesn't play the billions or the million lottery because she's like, oh, someone's gonna try to take advantage of that. I'm like, Mom, you got one life. If you're able to win $1 million, win $1 million. Like you got one. And that's what I say. I'm about to do it. I'm about to fucking go gambling. How about that? But nah, I'm not that bold with my. Yeah, but I also gotta be responsible and think responsible. It's funny. It's crazy. I never wanted to be in front of a camera. Now I'm telling my story. But I'm telling this because, you know, I want people to know what goes on. Now I don't care to get famous off of this or anything. I want people to know my story and know that, you know, and I guess leave my daughter knowing that I'm going to fight through this. And who knows, 10 years down the line, I might still be alive and I'll see this and I'll be like, ha, I beat you, bitch. I beat you. Or go back to the doctor and be like, ha, I beat it. I'm still here. I love you though. You saved my life, but I'm still here. Lying ass. No. But I love you. I love you. Thank you. Your statistics fucking sucks. No. I think that's the only way to cope with it is to joke about it. Me and my husband, we were joking about it, and then he was like, what do you want as your last dying wish? And I'll be like, tell Jade to not be called Max. That's my last dying wish. Because Jade, she identified herself as they and them. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I don't think she really understands that movement because I feel like it's glorified now. And I don't know. And as you know, as a child, when I was a child, I was always a tomboy. And Jade is very similar to me. She's like, but now you're not called a tomboy. You're called binary or they and them or something like that. And I'm just like, oh, okay. You know, I don't care. If you want to be called whatever you want to be called, but you know that on Social Security papers and stuff like that, you're called your biological name, your real, like, the name that you were born with. So I told her, if you want to change your name, like, you have to do it yourself. I won't be against that. You know, I don't know how my husband feels because, you know, that's his little baby girl, you know, but, and I'm just like, Max though? Max is like, I feel like it's like a little dog's name. Like, I can't whistle, so it's like, you know, dog, you know, I don't know. But we'll see. That stuff. You
done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
You can, yeah, take that part out. I don't know.
Just get up and leave. If you're done.
Yeah, I'm done. I got sweat under my titties. I'm gonna go. It's hot under those lights.